Today we will talk about a very interesting topic, and this is treble hooks. And before we start with the video, I have a question for you. Which treble hook is stronger? What do you think? The ST41 or the ST46? If you know the answer, write it straight away in the comments. But I bet that most of you don't know the correct answer. So let's begin with the video. Today we will talk about the world of treble hooks. You will learn which hook to use when you fish monofilament or braided lines, and together we will crack owner's mystery hook code. Let's go. To dive in the world of treble hooks, it's interesting to understand how a treble hook is made. And hooks are made from carbon steel wire. And of course you start first with a cutting. You cut the wire, you sharpening the wire to create the nice hook point. You're bending the wire to create the shape of the shank and the hook. You're welding them together because a treble hook is made from 3 single hooks. You're heating them to make them hard and strong. You polish them, you give it a chemical kind of polishment. And in the last step, you're plating them to give it a nice surface and protect them, especially from salt water. Okay, now we have roughly an idea of how a hook is made. And now it's time to have a look at the code. It's the time to crack it and to really understand it and to explain it to you. So ST means stinger treble, and all hooks of Owner are stinger treble hooks. The first number, the 4 in this case, is the thickness of the wire, and the second number, the 6, is the point, describes the point and the shank of the hook, how it is like curved and formed. The TN is the material which was used for plating. So in this case it was tin material, and it is applied on top of the hooks to make them more resistant against salt water. 2x again is the strength of the hook and is always combined with the 4, the first number, because the thickness describes also the strength. So a treble hook of Owner with the wire thickness of 4 is always a 2x hook. Now we crack the code of Owner's treble hooks, so we can read it and understand it now, but the question is, what is the STX? It's a new hook, a new treble hook from Owner. It's the tough wire hook. It's a very nice and interesting hook because it has the same weight as the hook before, or nearly the same weight, but it is stronger because of the tough wire. And that's why it is also written as a 3x plus here. As well, these hooks, the STX hooks, are made specially to fish with PE line. Why do we need today a PE special hook? Let me explain it to you. First of all, it's good to have a look back in the history. It was very common to fish monofilament and lines which have a lot of stretch. So when the fish was attacking the lure, it could turn before the angler noticed that he got a strike. And what basically happened is that the fish hooks itself. And for that reason, they were using hooks with a curved in hook point, and also a good curved shank, because this was supporting the whole self-hooking process. Nowadays, and especially in salt water, it's common to fish braided lines. Braid lines have no stretch. That means you feel every touch of the lure immediately. So if a fish strikes, you hook it up immediately. And to have a better hookup ratio, it's good to have a hook equipped to the lure with a straight hook point. And that's why they changed the curve and the point of the hook. And as you see here, it's an 8, or in this case, it's an 5. And it's important, or it's interesting to see that the shape of this hook is totally different to the traditional hooks. So if you compare it, for example, with this hook, you see that the point of the hook is curved in, as well as the shank has a long and steady curve. These STX hooks are specially curved. They have inside here a flat side, so they have a bit in here a triangle shape. And this flat side prevents the hook from slipping out of the mouth, because it sits better inside, and the power during the fight and the head shakes and the jumps of the fish is spread to a wider area, so there is less possibility of slipping the hook out of the fish's mouth. I think these are very interesting facts, and yeah, it is good to know and to check the lures, and if you want to replace some hooks, have an eye on that and choose the perfect hook. Wow guys, let's go back to my initial question of this video. Which hook is stronger, the ST41 or the ST46? And I bet a lot of people said the ST46, but in fact, these both hooks have nearly exactly the same strength. Something I didn't know, I was surprised about, and it is good to have a look on this chart to understand completely. During my research, I found this very interesting chart which shows all the owner treble hooks, like from in different power class, from extra fine to extra heavy. For example, you see that our initial question, which hook is stronger, the ST41 or the ST46, is in the same category. So it's a size 4 wire, or the wire thickness is 4. So they have the same strength, just the curve and the point of the hook is different. And it also shows a second category of treble hooks. These are the tough wire hooks, the STX hooks, which are very interesting and I really like to use here in the Mediterranean for my fishing. Is for example the STX 38. It's a very, very nice hook. It's strong, but it has a fine wire, so it's perfect for all these light game applications or light rock fishing, to target sea breams and sargos and these fish with a hard and strong mouth. So it's a very nice hook to fish and to replace on some hard baits or small jigs. Another hook I like to use for spinning here is the STX 45. It's a super nice hook for, let's say, sea bass, this medium-sized spinning. I use it sometimes, as you see here, also on some bigger lures, bigger topwater lures for bluefish. And of course, the STX 58. It's a very nice replacement hook for minnows and targeting bigger fish like dentex, for example, which have a very strong mouth. They are 3X, so super strong hooks and nice to fish here. Thanks for watching. I hope you learned something about treble hooks, and I want you to subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell and watch the next video.